Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 4. As y'all know, Halloween weekend just passed, and a ninja has a social life and a YouTube channel to balance. It's a tough balance, but here we are. Y'all got the review. It's not on time, but it's worth the wait. So let's get into this episode. This is the first time we get the taglines, 4 weeks in. Whose tagline do I like the most? Giselle's, I'm pretty petty and always sitting on ready. It's cute. It's cute. And you know, I'm not a hater, but Candace's tagline, it may be my favorite. My voice is clean, but my reads are for filth. Very good. And a quick shout out to Mia. I may not remember everything, but you will remember me. Just like the liar she is. Like, I can't remember everything, girl. So we open this episode with Wendy and her family. I'm guessing because she's not going to be in the latter half of the episode because she wasn't invited to Robyn's field day for the kids, which I still think was extremely petty on Robyn's part. So we see Wendy talking to her husband about the business proposition brought to her by Peter, Penelope Thomas Bailey, and opening this Nigerian restaurant. I really feel like Wendy's heart isn't in this the way she's talking about it. It's just like, oh, I'm doing this business opportunity with Peter just to have something to do. And like her husband said, what happened to the candles? Is that business fully formed yet before you go into something else? Like, it just seems like she just wants something to do. And I'm just like, don't she have a lot to do with her 4 degrees? She's a professor. She's a commentator. She's a business owner with the home essentials. And now you want to open a restaurant with Peter Thomas? I mean, come on. It just sounds like she wasting her money. Like, give me $300K, invest in me. And side note, if I see one more t-shirt with just a random designer name on the front of it, if y'all notice in the flashback, Peter's wearing the same shirt as Wendy, the same Givenchy shirt. So the topic between them changes to her beef with Robyn now and how she was not invited to the field day with all the kids. She's saying that Robyn just came at her crazy out of nowhere with some weird energy. I was wondering, why did Robyn just come so hard at Wendy? And I'm just thinking, maybe she just don't like Wendy for whatever reason. Because this situation had nothing to do with them and all to do with Mia's lying ass. And then in the end, Mia's lying ass was invited to the field day. Like, I get Robyn hates when she's automatically associated with Giselle, but I mean, hey, if the shoe fits, okay? I don't think Wendy really made a big deal about it in the flashback. She was just like, oh, is it Giselle or is it them two? That's all she said. So she's telling her husband this. We then cut to Robyn and her family. Juan in the gray sweatpants. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I need to focus. And not on Juan's gray sweatpants. I'm distracted, y'all. I don't know what the hell Robyn is saying right now. I'm just being honest. Had to rewind for a second. So Robyn's saying in her confession that she gives 0 Fs that she did not invite Wendy to her field day. She says she's going to be stubborn and petty because she just don't rock with Wendy like that. Damn, not one kid's playing them. You're a world-class bench player? I know Juan wanted to pop his little son right then and there, but the cameras. So they're doing a little sack race together. Very cute, family fun. I'm guessing they're practicing in advance for Robyn's event coming up. Okay, for the distractions. I think the cameramen knew what they were doing when they show Juan Dixon jumping up and down in those gray sweatpants. Just wanted to say that. I promise I won't bring it up again. Oh, and by the way, I was at the Watch What Happens Live Sunday where Robyn made the appearance, as well as Jamel Hill and Angelica Ross behind the bar. It was a fun show. They filmed that on Wednesday, so it wasn't live, but Robyn was very nice and she's very pretty in person. Juan was not there, but yeah, it was a fun show. Also, Andy answered 3 of my questions because he does a little Q&A before the show starts. I was just excited. I was just like, I could do this all day. I could ask him like 10, 12 questions if need be. Speaking of which, I need to take a screenshot of the episode because I saw myself in the audience. I need to get to that. So now we're with Robyn. She's telling Juan what happened between her and Wendy, and she wants to make sure everyone knows that she has nothing against the kids. So her idea is to get the person who's closest to Wendy in the group, Candace, to play auntie for the day and bring her kids to her event. Juan thinks this is a good idea. I'm thinking, now Robyn, why would she bring her kids to somewhere that she herself is not wanted? Would you do that with your kids? Very mean girl of Robyn. I didn't like that. That is something Giselle would do, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Birds of a feather, right? We come back to Wendy, and she admits that it hurt her feelings, which was probably Robyn's intent in the first place. I mean, all I would do if I was Wendy is just keep that same energy with Robyn, and when you have your event, don't invite her. So now we're going back and forth between Wendy and Robyn. They're telling their spouses of what happened between Candace and Giselle. Wendy's husband seemed to think they just out to get Chris, which is plausible because someone's spouse is always the target every season, it seems. Juan thinks that Chris should apologize, but why didn't Giselle let Candace know immediately after the last reunion? Soon after, we're with Robyn and she FaceTimes Candace, asking her can she play auntie to Wendy's kids and bring them to her event. I'm pretty sure Wendy isn't going to be okay with this, and Candace should have told Robyn that what she's doing is not cool. We cut to Candace in her confessional. What is this orange hoodie look? What is it? Anyway, she also is aware that Wendy will not be down for this idea. So next scene, we're with the Grande Dame, and she's raiding her fridge of all the chicken and throwing it in the trash. Now, as a chicken lover, at first I thought it was just expired, but no, she can't have chicken. Why is so much in her refrigerator then? So then she's telling us the reason is because she went to the doctor, she's turning 60 soon, and I mean, I thought poultry and seafood wasn't that bad for you. I thought it was red meat that you have to cut out. She's talking to her daughter on FaceTime, and anytime Karen's with her family, it's just not an interesting scene. Like we saw on her spinoff, which was what, 3 episodes, 4? I don't know, because I didn't watch it. So she's talking to her daughter about how Ray isn't really cool with her surgical upkeep. And also he thinks it's a bad impression for their daughter, which I don't understand that. Side note, it looks like Karen definitely told her daughter this conversation was going to be filmed because her daughter has a full face of makeup on and that ring light is beaming on her. So next scene, we're at Ashley's residence and she invites one of her friends over and she's talking to them, of course, about her situation with Michael. Ashley says in her confessional that her and Michael agreed on sending out a joint statement. She also says she wants to get ahead of it because she knows the blogs will go crazy. And then we see 5 to 6 headlines in a row, all dedicated to creepy ass Michael Darby. He has really put her through some embarrassment during this franchise. Now really, production, as she's reading the statement, y'all gonna put a little mini reel of flashbacks next to her as she's reading it? And most of these times are bad moments between them. You shut down this restaurant and we are over. It's my restaurant. I also forgot to mention, it seems like this girl she's talking to is not only her friend, but her publicist as well. And they're basically strategizing when they're going to release the statement, like before May, before it's Mother's Day. It's really calculated. So next scene is the day of Robyn's field day event for everyone's kids. Robyn is very excited about the event and proud of herself for inviting Wendy's kids and not Wendy, and saying if it's really about the kids, then her kids will be there. No, Robyn, it's the principle of it. Why would she allow her kids to be somewhere where she's not invited? So then we see a few of the ladies headed to Robyn's event with their families. It seems like the only ladies that have kids that would enjoy a field day are Robyn, Mia, and Wendy. So for her to not invite Wendy with kids that actually would enjoy this, it just seems extra mean. I mean, I guess Ashley kids count, but they can't really participate. Candace ain't got no kids. Karen's kids are grown, and Giselle's kids are all teenagers. We see Mia talking to her husband G as they're driving, but again, I don't really trust anything that comes out Mia's mouth, so we're gonna fast forward. So Mia arrives to Robyn's event, and she's like, in her confessional, Robyn's pretty regular, so I didn't really expect much. And before she even finished, let me just comment on it. This is so low budget. Rent a spacewalk or something, and this sad little table with the food on it and the cover just blowing in the wind. They just out in the field. Robyn didn't spend no money on this, no thought. Like, this don't look fun at all. Like, where is the shade for everybody? They're just in an open grassy field and with a ball. Like, what are the games? I know Wendy was laughing when she saw this episode because her kids didn't miss out on nothing. Mia then asked Robyn, is Juan here? No. Of course not. I totally forgot I used to say that all last season. Is Jamal coming? Of course not. Now I can use it for Juan. How is Juan not there for Family Fun Day? According to Robyn, he got a root canal that morning. So you mean to tell me you scheduled the Family Fun Day the day he got a root canal? Really? But that's the excuse. She's saying that his face is a little lopsided. He don't want to be in front of everybody. Okay, girl. Thank you, Mia. We then cut to her in her confessional. She's like, so is it Family Fun Day? Girl, this event is already a dud, and not everybody's even here yet. Not Mia saying G is now the community husband. He is the only husband there so far. Wait, so Robyn didn't even bring like little trophies for everybody for first, second, third place? What is this? Production, do not let Robyn throw any more events. None. So we see Karen arrive as well as Giselle and friend of Jacqueline. It looks like she brought her ex-husband with her. Giselle immediately asks her, oh, I thought that was your ex. She's like, oh yeah, we're divorced. He's just my PP, my parenting partner. So do we have another Juan and Robyn situation? So then we see Robyn gets a text from Candace, who's late, and she says, I forgot to tell you, I don't know if you knew yet, but Wendy did decline your invitation to bring the kids. So then Robyn says, oh, so it wasn't about the kids. Robyn, no, you're wrong. You're still wrong in this situation. So Robyn wants to start the event. Ashley isn't there yet. Candace isn't there yet. And then she lets other ladies know that Wendy wasn't invited. When Karen hears it, she's like, that's not okay. And I'm like, finally, someone says it. And where are the husbands in the Family Fun Day? Like, Candace isn't there yet, but you know Chris Bassett probably working. He ain't going to that. And Michael Darby sure as hell ain't going, so G is the only house husband there. Karen tells Robyn that she should have been bigger than that, and Robyn's like, I'm not. And here go Giselle trying to cape for Robyn now, as if she did the right thing. Karen's in a confessional, leaving your kids with somebody. How about you leave your kids with someone else, Robyn? Don't make no sense. I totally agree with Karen. We see Karen kind of play scolding Robyn, and I agree. I think if Karen went to Ashley's event, she wouldn't have let that went down like Wendy not being invited to this. So the event starts, and there's no organization whatsoever. You see her girl, Giselle, in her confession saying, Robyn's really laid back, and we're just not getting any type of direction. Of course. Why anyone thought this event would be fun is beyond me. And she's always late to everyone else's events, so clearly she can't put on an event her damn self. We then see Charisse arrive, and then the camera immediately cuts to Karen, who starts coughing. It looks like her allergies are bothering her. It looks like she's more allergic to Charisse. Already, Karen is kind of announcing to Robyn that she don't know how long she'll be able to last, so it looks like she's gonna be leaving this event early. As this event is going on, it's just so many missed opportunities that Robyn could have had to really make this a fun event. Like there's no scoreboard, no team shirt. She could have hired a referee for the day to be in charge of the games. Like just nothing. This is so cheap and frugal. She probably don't even have enough sacks for people to jump in. Karen is definitely putting 20 on 10 with these allergies right now. So she decides to go back to the car, not sure if she's coming back, but the ladies immediately say that she did this because Charisse just came. It definitely looks like it. Is Karen gonna be doing this all season? Because Charisse she's there. She's already the friend of. She's gonna be at every event. And here go producer Giselle stirring the pot, letting Charisse know what Karen said about her. So far this season, Charisse really haven't done anything to Karen, so it looks like Karen is holding a grudge from when she was last on. So the games continue, and they just in the park right now, just doing whatever. So then we see Candace arrive with her Proud Family wig, greeting the ladies. Giselle is right in front of her, but she pays her dust. So everyone's playing tug of war. We see Candace talking to Charisse about why she was angry, and she doesn't mention Giselle's name, but she says people are spreading heinous lies. And speaking of lies, we see Mia on the other side of them ear hustling, which I'm sure she's going to report back to somebody. It's also ironic Mia being there because she also just told Robyn her experience with Chris staring at her at Karen's spring event. So Ashley finally arrives with both her mini Michaels, and they are grouchy. Especially how Baby Dean greeted Giselle. Jesus. She's updating the ladies on her house hunt, says it's still going. We also find out that Michael is getting a vasectomy. And Ashley claims that maybe it's because he thinks that she wants more kids. I don't understand because they're getting separated. I would assume they're not having any more sex. Unless they are. But we cut to Mia's confessional and she thinks it's so he won't have any illegitimate children or be trapped by anybody. And I believe that reason. And speaking of Mia, she's getting all the tea from Ashley about her separation. It turns out she says Michael didn't really do anything to her, but she did say that he's been asking her for threesomes and she's not with that anymore. That was one of the reasons why it wasn't working out for them. So later on, this low budget event is finally over. Robyn doesn't know or care who won any event. We then see Ashley and Candace bonding and getting along, and it's actually nice to see. Next scene is the following day. We're with Ashley, and it looks like her separation has leaked online, exclusively ran by Love B. Scott. Shout out to B. Scott in Denver. They be getting all the tea. Ashley seems blindsided and stressed. I mean, production as well as everybody at the field day knew what Ashley was going through. I mean, it could have leaked from anybody. We see her driving around in the neighborhood. She talks to her publicist. Does anybody notice that she's literally just driving around the neighborhood in circles? Ashley says she hasn't heard from Michael since the news dropped and she can't get in touch with him. Is anybody surprised by that? I mean, at least the silver lining to all this was when the news dropped, everyone was immediately on Ashley's side. Like, no one took Michael's side. He has put Ashley through constant embarrassment since season 1. I'm surprised the separation didn't happen sooner. As this scene is going on, Ashley has had to drive through this neighborhood in circles for at least 30 minutes. Just wanted to point that out. Anyway, her publicist encourages her to release the statement as soon as possible. She agrees, and that is where the episode ends. This was definitely a filler episode, and I'm still disappointed at Robyn's shitty-ass, low-budget, tacky, destitute event. She is wrong for that, and I'm glad Wendy got the last laugh and didn't have to bring her children to that unorganized mess. I'd love to know whose side y'all on with that. At least next week's episode look like it's going to be good. We have Robyn versus Wendy again, and Candace versus Ashley. I knew peace was not going to last long between those two. Anywho, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.